Lionsgate took down the latest Megalopolis trailer after controversy came out that they used fake quotes from critics. Tom Cruise will lead Alejandro Iñárritu's next film. The Acolyte gets canceled just a few weeks after its season 1 finale. And Chick-Fil-A is going to start its own streaming service. Let's get into this week's movie news, everybody.
What's up, movie friends? Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast, Chick-Fil-A streaming service.
Oh, yeah.
I love food stuff, so they might get me with that one. Maybe they'll teach us the secret of that sauce.
I mean, I hope so.
There's a lot to get into with movie news this week. A ton of box office, as well as new announcements. There's a new Glen Powell secret TV series about a football player that Eli Manning played. I can't wait to get into that. I had no idea about that, as well as new trailers like Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. Vision TV series was announced. So much to get into.
Anthony's on fire. Anthony's jacked up. Slow down. How many Red Bulls did you have this morning?
So excited.
You're so excited.
I had a Prime.
You had a Prime Energy. Not sponsored by the show, but man, those things get you going.
Let's get into the box office.
So
Deadpool
has reclaimed its top spot at the box office. It has dethroned the short-lived throne in champion Alien
What are you
Romulus.
saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. It's taken
It's
over.
now first place.
It's now first
there we
place.
go. It beat Alien Romulus in its second
I wanted to
weekend.
be more fun with it, Anthony.
More fun or
it
confusing?
has dethroned the one-week champion of Alien Romulus. So Deadpool pulled in $18 million at the domestic box office in its 6th weekend.
It's an 18th weekend.
It's absurd. And Alien Romulus came in second place at $17 million domestic, which is still really solid. Again, this movie was only a budget of $80 million, which is already surpassed
Domestically.
Yeah. And it probably is in the green by now in terms of profit.
I would say so. Yeah,
It was
definitely in the
It's a
green.
banger internationally.
It's in the green.
It ends with us still making money out there
Also
despite
in the
all the
green.
controversy. Has pulled in $10 million in its 3rd weekend at the domestic box office.
Almost at 200 million.
Wow.
Globally.
That's crazy.
Although, from what I read, the drama might prevent them from making a sequel to it.
Drama. I mean,
What's the sequel? It ends with us again?
No, you don't even know the story.
I know the story.
So, do you know how it ends? I don't want to spoil.
I know how it ends.
So then it's the continuation of that story.
Yeah, no, it was a joke.
Her and the other character. I don't want to
James,
say who.
it was a joke.
You're a joke.
How dare you say that?
What did you say? Next up at 4th place, Twisters!
Twisters, 7 million.
Refuses
Oh
to
my
quit.
God.
Refuses to quit this movie.
Did you see the trio shotgun to beer at Luke Combs' latest concert?
Yeah, that was like 8 weeks ago, dude.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, this was the weekend it came
I
out.
just watched it yesterday.
Yeah, it came on stage. You're so late with news. I brought something up pop culture-wise to Anthony today. He's like, oh, I haven't heard that. I'm like, it's been going on for 2 months, man.
I don't really look at the news.
You probably don't even know what Demure is.
Demure?
Demure.
The word?
Yeah.
What about it?
It's just a phenomenon on social media. And
Demure?
Demure is it's a pop culture thing right now.
What
it's
about it?
everywhere. Just people saying demure.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a TikTok went viral of someone saying demure. And now everyone's been saying demure in videos, in content.
I know Brat.
Well, Brett's that's Charlie XCX.
That's Brat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that.
But demure has taken over Brett.
Demure.
Whether you're watching a cooking video or a cat video, demure is going to be put in there. Look for it.
Okay.
Now, I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
I believe you.
It's a
The
thing.
internet's a weird place.
It's a weird place.
It's unpredictable.
Next up, so we had several independent films were released that all had premieres this weekend.
Independent? I don't think The Crow's an independent
Oh, except for
film.
the Crow. Never
I
mind.
don't know what you're talking about.
So we have Blink Twice, opened up to $7 million. $7 million domestic, starring Channing Tatum, directed by Zoe Kravitz.
Also, I predicted this last week. I said neither of the new releases would even crack the top 4.
You did.
I fucking told you last week,
You
man.
did. Even The Crow, with a budget over $50 million for production, couldn't even pull double digits. The Crow is estimated to get about 5.4 to maybe $6-7 million this opening weekend, which is a horrible, horrible start to that movie for such a big budget in a remake. And it's also getting terrible reviews. Last time I checked, it was in the 20s, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, so 21 on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.9 on IMDb, and a 1 on Letterboxd.
That is terrible.
1 on Letterboxd. Well, actually, no, hold on. That's just one person's. It is a 2.4 on Letterboxd.
Still pretty bad.
There's a lot of bad movies this year.
We also have The Forge coming out, directed by Alex Kendrick, opening to $6 million in its opening weekend. Coraline, second weekend on its re-release, pulled in another $5.8 million. Just a banger. A banger.
It's now made $100 million in its box office runs.
And then Diddy came out. Its opening weekend.
Diddy.
Diddy.
This is not the P. Diddy biopic.
Which a lot. I think that would be in demand right now, man.
Diddy. It's Diddy.
Diddy. Get out of my laboratory. Diddy. $3.4 million at the box office. Get out of my laboratory. So several independent films as well as The Crow just bombing at the box office. What a poor start for that film.
Man, I called it, man. I said they wouldn't crack the top 4.
You called it, man. Then also we have another new release, Strange Darling.
Getting rave reviews.
I cannot recommend this enough. I saw it last night.
Oh, you saw it?
It is so good, guys. Whatever you're doing this weekend, if you have plans to go see a movie, go see Strange Darling. It only cracked about $1 or $2 million at the opening weekend. But this is one of the best of the year, hands down, if not probably the best independent film of 2024 so far.
Wow.
It's absolutely astounding. Incredible twist. Such great energy. So unique. Very original. I cannot recommend it enough. It's an awesome, awesome serial killer movie. It's a great time. Surrealist as hell. It's fucking sick.
How'd Giovanni Ribisi do as a DP?
It looked incredible.
Nice.
He did a great job because the movie's odd and weird tone because it's about this crazy serial killer. And the camera work also feels weird and eerie at the same time. So it was so well shot, but really, really well acted. And it's basically about a serial killer who lures someone in as
a one-night stand
hookup kind of thing, and then they revealed their true colors. But it's told in a really interesting way, and I don't want to spoil anything, and I didn't. But goddamn, you guys gotta see Strange Darling ASAP.
Very cool, man.
Can't recommend it enough.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, it's getting rave reviews. 7.8 on IMDb. It's a 4.1 on Letterboxd. Yeah.
That's a really good score from Letterboxd. I would give it if I rated a movies, which I don't like to, I'd give it like an 8.5, maybe 9 out of 10.
Wow.
It's that good.
Wow.
It's that good.
Interesting.
All right. I want to get into our next bit of news. I would like Anthony to issue a public apology to me.
I know what this is.
I would like a public apology because in our last episode, was it Letterboxd recap?
Yep.
Why were we talking about the rifle song? This is my rifle.
yeah,
There's none like it is mine. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
And you said, like, do you remember what movie that's from? I'm like, oh, Full Metal Jacket. You're like,
I think it was my movie quote.
yeah, it must have been your movie quote.
Trivia.
Okay, so it was a movie
Yeah,
trivia.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Anthony said the quote, and I'm like, oh, Full Metal Jacket. You're like, no, you idiot. You idiot, James. It's not Full Metal Jacket. Ha, 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 ha. What an idiot. Right? That's exactly what happened, word for word. And then,
I mean, in so many words.
and then you gaslit me to think I was wrong, and then I guessed Jarhead. You're like, yes, it's Jarhead. You idiot, you fucking idiot, James. It is Jarhead. And then so the whole night I was just in my room like, I thought I was right. I thought it was Full
You were
Metal
crying?
Jacket. I was crying. I slept in my closet. I didn't want to come out.
Come out of the closet, Tom Cruise.
And then someone tweeted us, right? Because I didn't even look into it because Anthony's a good gaslighter, guys. Once he gaslights you, you think it's true. He's great at it. So we got a great tweet from Stace the Ace, and he sent me the entire video of This Is My Rifle scene in Full Metal Jacket. And I felt great. When I sent it to Anthony, and I just wrote in all caps, bitch.
And I did the side-eye emoji.
Yep.
You were right, and I was wrong, and I apologize.
Thank you. So every movie news episode, we have a big shared document that we put all the news on, and I wrote public apology. Anthony thought that I wanted us to write apology about Megalopolis because we reported on it last week. And when I read it this morning, I'm like, no, that's not it, man.
Because with the Megalopolis controversy, I thought you wanted to issue an apology because you tweeted the trailer and posted the trailer on Instagram. Not that you did anything wrong. About this new trailer release, which featured movie criticism quotes about Francis Ford Coppola's previous films, which, I mean, there are definitely negative reviews about his previous films, but there are negative reviews about every film. And basically the whole tone of the trailer was, everyone hated my old classics, and now they're masterpieces. This is like what Megalopolis is getting the same kind of reaction. And
there's a big FU to critics and haters.
Exactly.
And doubters.
And there were, I mean, his films did receive mixed responses at times, but these quotes were actually, none of them were real. And even if a critic in this quote montage was mixed reviews or negative reviews, had mixed reviews or negative responses to any of his films, they weren't any of the words or phrasing that were shown in this trailer. And I thought you wanted to apologize for that.
No.
Because I don't think we shouldn't apologize because Lionsgate absolutely dropped the ball, and none of these quotes are real because the consulting firm and the consulting agent Eddie Egan, who was the marketing consultant for the PR team of Megalopolis, made these fake quotes from famous critics, and it's all AI generated. So none of these quotes were real.
He's not even creative enough to come up with quotes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a seriously huge error and so irresponsible. Lionsgate pulled the trailer immediately and apologized, saying that we messed up, and they've severed ties with the marketing consultant. But this shows again the slippery slope of AI, because I don't know if you've used Google search on your phone anytime lately, but oftentimes the first thing that pops up when you search something is an AI generated response that their AI gathers from resources on the internet. And I've been seeing it a lot lately, and honestly, most of the time it's pretty inaccurate. So I don't even, you should never trust the AI Google search or any other AI any other AI search.
Yeah, but I don't look at this as an AI issue. This is a human error.
Oh,
this is
both
a human
things.
problem.
No, yeah, but also relying on AI too.
So you think that he used AI to pull quotes from critics?
That's what I think.
No, I think he just generated quotes. I think he gave a prompt.
Jesus,
I don't
think.
No, you're thinking too kindly of the guy.
Okay.
He invented quotes using AI. He didn't. I doubt. I don't know what his prompt was. But you don't go to AI. If you want to read a review, just Google the review, this person's review of Apocalypse Now. I think he just straight up gave the AI a prompt, outlandish reviews for instance, for Coppola's movies.
Yeah.
Or probably just pulled up quotes and found old reviewers and just used their names. I don't know the details of what he did, but I don't think this is an AI problem. Obviously, AI's got pros and cons, but it's a human error. This is a human problem.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Egan should never work in that industry again.
He never should. Should be fired. And he's fired, but
yeah.
His consulting form's done.
It's also so weird that it wasn't vetted at all.
Yeah, well, so sources tell Variety it was not Lionsgate or Egan's intention to fabricate quotes, but was an error in properly vetting and fact-checking the phrases provided by the consultant. The intention of the trailer was to demonstrate that Coppola's revered work, much like Megalopolis, has been met with criticism. For instance, the trailer claimed that Pauline Kael wrote in The New Yorker that The Godfather was diminished by its artsiness. Kael, in fact, loved the movie. So, I mean... I
read the Roger Ebert review of Bram Stoker, which is quoted in the trailer. And in the trailer, it said, Roger Ebert said it's style over substance. Now, Roger Ebert had a mixed review of the film, and his whole review was in that tone, but he never said those words. And he gave it a 3-star out of 4 rating, which is a good rating. And so, even if the critic was mixed on a film of his in the past, they pulled a quote that never existed from that critic.
Yeah, so this guy, I'm not saying, I don't think that has anything to do with an AI search function. I has it, or Google or anything like that. I don't want to presume to know anything about it.
Because the way I'm picturing it, the guy went on ChatGPT or Google AI and searched bad review of The Godfather, Roger Ebert, and then pulled whatever, like AI search pulled up.
I don't want to make
quote.
assumptions.
No, yeah, that's how I pictured it in my head, but it's probably not true.
Yeah, I just think he's just an idiot. He's a fucking moron, and he just used fake quotes, didn't vet them, didn't look them up. So I think it's just a horrible human error, and it's unheard of to have a movie trailer be pulled by a studio, especially a movie like this, a big, unique film, self-funded, but to have a studio actually pull a trailer from the internet, that's insane, especially at this phase of the marketing campaign.
Comes out in less than 2 months.
It's insane. It's the big second trailer. And I loved the trailer because I thought it was real. I thought those quotes were real. And I'm like, this is a badass trailer.
Yeah.
It's a big FU to the haters and doubters, which he's always had. He's always had haters and doubters. But this is an insane controversy. Never seen anything quite like it before. But you just can't trust AI, but you really just can't trust people at the end of the day.
True.
Can't trust people. So Denzel Washington might be retiring soon. Is this true?
This is true. So he had an interview talking about Gladiator 2, and he said, I quote, "There are very few films left for me to make that I'm interested in, and I have to be inspired by the filmmaker," and I was tremendously inspired by Ridley Scott. We had a great go-round, the first go-round on American Gangster, and here we are. He's engaged. He's excited about life in his next film. He's an inspiration. We should all want to feel like that at 86. So he's alluding to the fact that he doesn't probably have interest in making that many more movies in the future.
Damn, Ridley Scott's 86?
Yeah, bro.
Holy crap.
He made 1,000 commercials before he made Alien.
He made 3,000 commercials before he made Alien, yeah.
I don't know about that many before Alien.
It's 3,000.
3,000?
His firm made 3,000 commercials, over 3,000 commercials.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he was doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize how old he was. He just looks great.
He's just because he's a chill guy. He's
not a chill guy.
He's super chill.
He's blunt. He's not chill.
No, yeah, but he doesn't skit. I mean, in terms of chill, like he never loses his cool. There's no stories or anything about Ridley Scott ever losing his temper.
Is Anthony gaslighting me, guys?
I'm just saying. I'm not gaslighting you. I'm just saying. I know he's not like vibing like a stoner chill, but he's like chill where he's always just been a very controlled and what seems to be a moderate and calm person.
Yeah, I don't want to jump to assumptions.
James doesn't trust anything I say now.
You gotta get off your jump to conclusions,
I'm saying
Matt.
I've never heard.
You're always jumping on a jump to conclusions, Matt.
I've never heard of a Ridley Scott story of him losing his cool ever.
I
heard
never
of that.
have either, but I don't know. That doesn't exist. It doesn't. Who knows?
One instance, look at James. He doesn't trust a word I say now. This is what's so brilliant about that film, Gaslight. Is now you don't trust anything I say.
Nothing. Well, to stay on Gladiator, and Ridley Scott said Gladiator 2 is up there as the best film I have ever made, and I've made a few good ones. The balls on this guy. I love it. I love it.
Let's go.
And then also Empire Magazine released a couple new covers of Gladiator 2. One with Paul Mescal standing as a photo, but also a beautiful original painting as well that looks great. We posted
a
it
nice
on our
oil
Instagram.
painting.
Yeah, it looks really terrific.
He also was asked by IMAX's social media, what film would you like to see in IMAX from the past if you could? He said Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, baby. Top 4 in his letterbox. They should do an IMAX re-release. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick.
That'd be great.
All right, let's talk about Tom Cruise and Alejandro
All right.
Iñárritu, who is gearing up for his next film, which is casting right now. So he's cast Tom Cruise in the lead role for this film. The plot is it follows the most powerful man in the world who tries to prove he is humanity's savior before the disaster he's unleashed destroys everything. Besides Tom Cruise, it stars Riz Ahmed, Sophie Wilde, Sandra Hüller, Jesse Plemons, John Goodman, and Michael Stuhlbarg. What an incredible cast. Holy shit.
Just like all the best actors.
That's insane.
Very, very good cast.
Several
It
Oscar
sounds really
winners.
interesting. And this is, I remember the story. Tom Cruise agreed to do the film after just like an hour-long pitch meeting with Iñárritu.
I mean, I think that's all you need from Iñárritu.
Because
Like,
Tom's
he's that good of a
so
director.
busy that he needs to make decisions immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because his schedule is so intense that when he gets pitched something like Kaczynski, when he pitched Top Gun Maverick, it was just like he had an hour window with Tom to pitch the movie to him. So that's how busy the guy is. So it's also a testament to decision making of, making a call about like how you're going to spend 8 months of your life in the future when you can have your choice of any project. And it's interesting. He's a great decision maker, I think, Tom Cruise.
And I can't wait to see this movie. I mean, one of the
Anything.
best directors
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
And the man himself, Tom Cruise.
Oh my God.
And this cast. And it's a really unique sounding plot.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what Iñárritu with a big budget is really one of the most impressive, visually arresting filmmakers there is. When you look at The Revenant, and he's just one of the best.
pretty good.
He's amazing.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. And Bardot is also a huge budget.
Okay, we got some Star Wars news.
The Acolyte was canceled by Disney Plus just a few weeks after its season 1 finale. The show charted at number 6 in its second weekend and fell off the Nielsen streaming charts the following week, failing to return until it re-entered the top 10 after it logged 335 minutes viewed for its finale, which Deadline reported may be the lowest viewership for a Star Wars finale ever. The finale had more viewers than Andor and Ahsoka. Had fewer viewers than Andor and Ahsoka.
Literally put a different word in the sentence. Just read the words, Anthony. Sorry.
Are you gaslighting me?
The finale had fewer viewers than Andor and Ahsoka.
Also had a $180 million price tag, so it was an extremely expensive project. 1/3 of the viewership of The Mandalorian, which is not very good for a movie, for a show you're spending that much money on.
Actually, less than 1/3 of the viewership.
Disney has even removed Acolyte merchandise from the Disney store, but then re-added it back.
Yeah, so another controversy. They took all the merchandise off the store, and then everyone complained about it online, so they put it back up. So it's there now. But, the show, a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are happy. I never watched the show. The Acolyte, when it comes to you're spending $180 million on a TV show, you need to get something out of it, I think, if you're a studio. If you're doing such poor viewership as less than 300 million minutes watched per episode, that does not justify a price tag of $180 million.
Nah.
If you're at Mandalorian numbers, sure. Mandalorian's getting 800 to 900 million minutes viewed per episode, sometimes over a billion per episode, which is a justifiable reaction to spending a ton of money. But when you're spending this much money and you're not even charting the top 10 on Nielsen for the whole, basically, season, it is what it is. People aren't watching it, and I'm surprised that, I guess you could say, why wouldn't Andor be canceled if it had close to that? Andor, I think, has a much smaller price tag. Same thing with Ahsoka, but you're spending $180 million on the Acolyte. That's so much money. And what are you getting out of it? I mean, is there ROI on this at all? Maybe some shirts and some merchandise, maybe. And yeah, subscriptions to an extent. But it seems like they probably lost $150 million in this movie, on the show, at least, because the marketing campaign for the Acolyte was extensive as well for a TV series. It was everywhere.
So Andor had a bigger price tag, but it's because it had 12 episodes.
Okay, 12 episodes versus 8.
So it had a bigger price tag because of that. And also, I mean, I never watched the Acolyte because I didn't think it looked that good. And it wasn't something that I was very interested in watching. Along with many Disney Plus shows. I can't remember. I think Obi-Wan was the last show I watched on Disney Plus. I just don't find that content that intriguing right now. But I do think that the Disney shows, they do fall victim to this really weird thing in our society and in our culture, especially online, of just hate watching. And people watching shows they know they're going to hate just so they can bitch about it. And I mean, why spend your time watching a show you're walking into knowing you're going to hate?
It's kind of like The Crow. Why are you going to go to the movie?
I'm not going to watch The Crow.
You're going to not like the movie, but people are still going to see it.
But I mean, and even I'm not going to watch Borderlands. And I didn't watch The Acolyte because it didn't look like I would really enjoy it. But I'm not going to knock the show for it. It's just it doesn't look like a show that appeals to me specifically, just me and my experience and who I am and what I like to watch. But I mean, I don't understand. And I'm really just getting tired of you go online and it's just people just wreaking havoc on a show. Why watch it?
Views.
It's just
engagement.
The hate watching and
dude, people are making fortunes off reviewing the Acolyte.
It's just
the YouTubers are making bank,
but they're fueling anger and they're fueling dissonance. You know what I mean?
Bank accounts are growing. That's all they care
I know
about.
the bank accounts are growing, but it's just ridiculous. Why watch something that you hate and then complain about it? How much you hate it? You walked into it knowing you're gonna hate it, and then you're surprised you hated it. Just don't watch it. If you're not feeling it, just don't. Dude, watch something else.
Yeah, but exactly. But obviously, it didn't perform, so it's getting cut. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Shows get cut.
That's the thing is, if viewership doesn't work, then a studio can't keep making that show. There are a couple of shows that were canceled already this year that fans are really upset about, but it's if I know there's a big, strong fan base. I mean, there's a strong fan base for whatever the property is, but if it's not profitable for the studio, they're not going to keep making the show.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think that there are enough people that watch Star Wars content that if they wanted to watch The Acolytes, they'd watch it and it would do well. And you have such a huge fan base, you could try to make shows geared to the fan base and make more successful shows or shows that would be better received by a larger audience.
Yeah.
Versus a divisive show that they know is going to be divisive for specific reasons. It just doesn't make any sense to me as a corporation why you're just doing that.
When you're trying to that's a great point, because when you're trying to with that show, because of their price tag, they're trying to hit as many people as they can. They're trying to make as many people watch the show as possible. This is not a little tiny show that was made for a small budget that maybe will find a niche like The Bear and then blow up. This is a huge IP. So I do get your point, and I agree with you. Why they're also making a show that they know are going to rile up people.
They know exactly.
They know that they're making a show that is going to annoy people and piss certain people off and cause the division of audiences. And that's also something that maybe going about it that way is not the right call.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's weird
It
when
is
it
a
comes to a lot
double-edged
of that
sword.
content.
Yeah.
But I just kind of stay out of it. I don't watch that Disney Plus. I don't really watch Disney Plus shows. I don't watch that much TV in general.
Yeah.
I just watch movies.
The last show we watched was House of the Dragon. I have no intention. There's really nothing I'm interested in watching.
Star Wars
right now.
puts a movie in theaters, I'll be there day one.
Yeah,
You
same.
know what I mean? But
Same.
I don't watch that many shows.
Yeah.
There's too much to watch. Anyways,
I watch movies,
there's
man.
even more things to watch coming up because Chick-fil-A, yes, the chicken sandwich shop that has delicious food.
Chicken sandwich shop. I
Yes,
love it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Chick-fil-A is delicious.
Is moving into the entertainment space with plans to launch a slate of TV shows for its own streaming platform.
What will this platform be called?
I'm Chick Vision. I'm
like
assuming
that.
this will be more family-centered programming because it's a fast food chain. I would have never imagined this, but I'm guessing it'd be more like kids shows, family shows, cartoons, animated shows. That's my guess.
I disagree.
Oh,
I think it's going to be all foodie shows.
I mean, maybe there's a cooking
Like
show.
why? Maybe a cooking show in a streaming platform made by a food company. Maybe there'll be
Maybe.
a cooking show. Maybe
I'm-
one.
I don't know. I think it's just gonna be more like cartoons and stuff.
I think that there's going to be a lot of cooking stuff, like a new kind of Food Network. I think they can tap into something like that.
I guess. But Bobby Flay cooking Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Bobby Filet.
Bobby Flay.
Like why? It seems to make sense, that brand, what the company does, and shows like how did this get made, and all sorts of cooking shows like Iron Chef. They can do stuff like that, and the stuff that Netflix is putting out for cooking shows.
No, but it's like, who's McDonald's biggest audience or McDonald's biggest customer base?
everyone.
Well, kids though. They've always marketed to kids. Happy Meals.
Well, they market the Happy Meal.
toys.
No. They market the Happy Meal to kids.
Yeah, because the kids take their parents. The kids want to go to when we were kids.
You're
McDonald's was the fucking shit.
Yeah, they had
they
the
don't
cloud.
put playpens outside McDonald's for adults, Anthony. Those ball pits are for kids.
Are they?
Because
Oh, that's why I get
kids
those
bring adults to McDonald's. They bring bucks to McDonald's. So I am saying that if I was a fast food joint like Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, I'm making cartoons.
chicken shop joint?
I'm making animated programming. I'm making kids shows. And I'm making family-friendly programming.
Is that why people give me weird stares when I go into the ball pit?
Probably. It doesn't help
Still a good time.
that
though.
you're a 34-year-old man in the ball pit.
It's fun.
But you see what I mean? They don't put cages for adults to figure out.
Cages. Okay, I think that we might be able to find a middle ground here where they'll have kid stuff and food stuff.
Maybe.
I think it makes sense to do foodie stuff.
I think it makes sense. to
Also,
do
like
family
branding
friendly.
themselves, like how does the Chick-fil-A factory work and stuff like that.
That show How It's Made.
Yeah,
That's a good show.
yeah. So how it's made, but Chick-fil-A.
They don't want the secret recipes out there though.
Yeah, but they never show the secret recipes and how this get made.
Sometimes they do.
No, they always say a secret mixture of flour, sugar, cinnamon. And that's how they always do it. They never give you like the actual measurements.
I love the theme. It's like do. It's like tinkering.
You had it on on the other day. I remember.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, it was just on.
I would
yeah.
watch that anytime.
That
That's
was
just an
when-
excellent show. How It's Made.
14-year-old us, we would watch that all the time.
It's just random stuff. It's like it's a boat propeller or pencils,
Yeah.
bubble gum. It's a fascinating show.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about moving down to Chad Powers.
Chad Powers.
We got our first look at Glen Powell in Chad Powers. This film is shooting right now. It's a Hulu movie coming soon. The series follows. Oh, it's a show. Holy crap! It's a
Yeah,
series
how about you read?
that follows a college quarterback whose career ends after bad behavior. So he walks onto a struggling Southern football team disguised as the talented Chad Powers.
This is genius. It's an adaptation of the Eli Manning spoof he did.
Yeah.
He went to, I can't remember what college it was, but he went to a college tryout for football, and he had this getup on, this,
He had a
this
fake mustache,
wig,
I think, right?
mustache and nose. He had
Yeah.
a fake nose, and then he showed up at tryouts and started decimating everyone at quarterback, and everyone was like, "Who is this guy?" And he had this great accent, and he's very funny. I think Peyton gets so much attention, but Eli's very funny too.
Yeah.
And so this is an adaptation of that spoof that he did, which is, I think, a great idea. It seems like a lot of fun, and people love football. I'm shocked that Hollywood hasn't really tackled football, no pun intended, that often lately because of how popular the sport is in America.
Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
Tackling few.
Tackling few. Tackling
It's a couple stills. The disguise is hilarious. I saw a great tweet where it said, Glen Powell disguised as Tom Cruise disguised as Glen Powell. He's got this,
He's got the Tom Cruise
he's
nose.
got a fake prosthetic nose. He's got some cheek filler, I think, or something going on. He looks very fake, but it looks like Tom Cruise disguised as Glen Powell.
Yeah, you're right.
In a funny way.
That's great. I think this is a great idea for a show. Seems like a lot of fun.
I agree. I can't wait. And Glen Powell, man, gonna be the biggest movie star in the world in a couple of years, or if not, almost there.
He's getting there.
He's almost there.
He's
very
got a
popular.
lot of work to do. He's getting there.
All right, we had our first trailer for the highly anticipated Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim animated anime retelling of focusing on Helm Hammerhand's daughter Hera.
So this trailer is presented by Peter Jackson, one of the writers of the original trilogy. Is like the writer and
Philippa Boyens.
Yeah, she's the producer of this film and writer. And this tells a story of one of the early wars of Rohan, 200 years before the events of Lord of the Rings, which I think is smart to not have anything to do with the ring or Sauron.
There's a little sneak.
There's a little tease, but
Tease about rings.
Otherwise, the story has nothing to do with what we're so familiar with in the Lord of the Rings. It looks good.
Yeah, animation looks terrific.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it does at the box office. But yeah, this is going to be released in theaters. Was it November? Something like that? I can't remember. End of the year.
December.
December.
First week of December.
First week of December. So Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. Let us know what you think about the trailer. Staying on Tolkien, Rings of Power. I keep forgetting this show comes out next week.
It's next week?
Rings of Power Season 2 drops next week.
Oh my God.
And I think that they are just trying to save money by not marketing it at all. Because remember, they wouldn't stop marketing the hell out of the show Season 1 when it dropped.
It was on all the Amazon packaging.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it was on every Amazon package.
They marketed the F out of Rings of Power, and I think they learned their lesson that they spent probably $100 million marketing.
More than that.
And
more than that.
Didn't get a lot of views. I keep forgetting it's coming out. So
you mean
Season 2...
They haven't had a special screening with a bunch of social media influencers who are super fans of Lord of the Rings?
They never watched it.
You mean they didn't do that?
I can fix him.
You mean they didn't do that?
So we got our first look at Ciarán Hinds as the Dark Wizard in The Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2. A great veteran actor. He's been in so many great films and TV series. You recognize him, but he's going to play a Dark Wizard in the show, so we got just a first look at him. And again, it comes out next week, which I am not going to watch.
Yeah, I never finished the first season, so I'm not going to watch it.
But I'm sure
not
some of you listening, I know some of y'all like it.
Yeah.
So I really hope you enjoy Season 2, everybody.
Yeah.
I will be watching you all watch it with a thumbs up. Enjoy.
Also, I'm just like, after the disappointment of House of the Dragons ending, I don't know if I could do fantasy for a while, except for Lord of the Rings.
Harry Potter, baby.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's put on HP.
Next up, we
got a great meme sent to us.
Uh-huh.
Who made the one of me with the Harry Potter marathon? I got to do some editing. Then it's me. My letterbox has all the Harry Potters logged.
Jazzy Jeff made that.
Jazzy Jeff.
Okay. All right, we got a trailer for Y2K.
This looks great.
How about you?
Kyle Mooney, the great comedian from SNL, who obviously was sort of the leader of the video shorts for several years on the show.
After Sandberg.
Yeah, after Sandberg left, he took it over basically. And he's always been a regular and a consistent comedic presence on the show. He has a directorial debut coming out for his film called Y2K. Just got a trailer for it starring Rachel Zegler, Jaden Martell, Julian Dennison, and the kid Leroy. This looks incredible, especially if you're a 90s kid or 80s kid.
I believe he made Bigsy Bear directed it.
Oh, did he?
Oh, no, never mind. He wrote it. My bad.
Copy.
This is his debut.
Can I continue? Quit trying to gaslight me over there.
Oh my God, we can't even have a conversation now. You've been scarred.
I am scarred. You hurt me too much, Anthony. So, Y2K, if you are an 80s kid, 90s kid, if you lived through the massive world-changing event that Y2K was, where everyone thought that the world was going to end, the computers were going to take over the world at the turn of the century, this is a brilliant idea for an apocalyptic horror comedy based around the millennium bug that people thought was going to go around. And if you're too young to remember Y2K, it was the general idea of a major computer error was predicted to hit the world's computer systems on the dawn of the millennium, since the two-digit year date system, 99, and older computing models would suddenly flick over to 00, cueing world-ending mayhem. And it actually happens in the movie. And basically, it's like Skynet, where the computers take over, they make robots of themselves, and they just start killing all the humans. And it looks great, looks hilarious, because growing up in the 90s and then that the month leading up to Y2K, everyone was on edge. Mom bought a bunch of waters and put it in the back storage unit facility we had in the house, and it was a pretty funny situation when nothing happened. Nothing happened at all.
Nothing happened.
Nothing
It
happened.
looks alright. It looks pretty good.
It looks pretty funny.
It looks pretty good.
I like apocalyptic horror movies. I mean, This Is the End is an all-time comedy for me.
Oh, I mean, I love This Is the End. It's fantastic.
This feels kind of like that, except just with robots.
Yeah, it feels like This Is the End.
Hits theaters December 6th.
What's interesting is a lot of people have already seen it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of like film influencers have seen it, early screenings of it. I think it played at South by or something.
Oh, yeah, it did play at a festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Marvel has announced the Vision TV series. It's still happening, guys. Yeah, I know we've all been wondering what's going on with Vision. Your answers are about
He's
to be
been
answered.
sitting on an old wooden ship.
That he put together piece by piece. Your questions will be answered in 2026. James Spader has also been confirmed to be returning as Ultron. So it's just two robot bros just hanging out.
Robros.
Robots.
Robrots.
I never liked Age of Ultron, so I'm not really. I don't know.
It's the weakest Avengers film for sure.
The worst Avengers film, definitely.
It's not bad. It's just the weakest.
It's got some bad parts.
It's got some good stuff, though.
Like what?
I like when they're all together hanging out. Opening. It's fun.
Like before the story starts.
Yeah, they're all chilling.
It's just them chilling.
They're like in a big living room.
They're all hanging out.
It's like you're at camp with your friends.
Yeah, but then when the story happens.
Yeah, but it's fun for like 5 minutes. It's a good time.
I love how your favorite part of the movie is before anything happens.
That's a good point. I like Quicksilver in that movie. Gone too soon. R.I.P.
Oh my god.
R.I.P.
Oh my god. You're not wrong. It's probably the best part of the movie.
It's really fun.
Oh,
They just
man.
they did Avengers. They're all friends. They're hanging out. They're talking shit. They're being sarcastic.
Oh my god. The
boys are trying.
the
Everyone's
hammer.
trying to pick up the hammer. It's a fun scene.
You're right. It is fun.
It's great. I kind of want to just watch that on YouTube and just call it a day.
Oh my god.
We have a new horror movie coming out, everybody. Based in the Poohniverse. The makers of Winnie the Pooh, the horror movie. Pinocchio Unstrung. We got its first poster for this movie. And it's part of this Poohniverse where all these old school characters are just going to get a horror movie now. Public domain, you can do anything you want with these characters.
Did you purposely put that after Vision in Ultron?
Poohniverse?
Pinocchio?
No?
Well, because he has the Pinocchio themes in Ultron.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. That must have just been a crazy coincidence.
Crazy coincidence. I'm not that smart guy.
Sorry, I'm not gaslighting you or anything.
I hope not.
I don't think you really understand it.
Staying on MCU, we got a couple quick peeks at some upcoming projects, just some stills from the shows or movies. So we got our first stills from the Thunderbolts. The whole gang is inside of an elevator. We got a still from Ironheart. She's flying through the air. We got a still from Daredevil Born Again, where he's got red eyes. And then we also got a quick look at Harrison Ford turning into Red Hulk in front of a presidential podium.
Fun stuff, man.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. Why didn't they drop that at D23?
They probably did put it at D23, but they didn't release it publicly.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they probably did,
Yeah. They showed all those trailers there.
Yeah.
But they said, there's the cam footage. iPhone footage.
You mean people were filming with their iPhones
at
D23?
Fuck yeah, they were.
All right, next up, we got some news about, I wouldn't call this movie a classic or even a cult classic, but it is a movie from the past
It's
called
kind of a cult classic.
Anaconda.
I would say it's a cult
When was
classic.
the last time you watched it?
Long fucking time.
People watch cult classics.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what makes them a cult classic.
It's a movie.
It's a movie from the past, Anaconda.
It's a movie from the past. It's a great way to describe it.
Jack Black and Paul Rudd are in talks to star in a new film of Anaconda. It would follow a group of friends facing a midlife crisis who decide to go to the rainforest and remake the favorite movie from their past, Anaconda.
So they're going to the rainforest to remake their favorite movie.
Yeah, Anaconda.
Anaconda.
And Anaconda already exists in this movie.
That sounds very similar, kind of in a way, to Be Kind Rewind. And it's interesting that Jack Black's in both.
Also, Son of Rambo.
Son of Rambo.
Yeah, starring Will Poulter.
They go back and make Rambo.
You never seen Son of Rambo?
No.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's the British kid actor who plays that doctor with who's on the spectrum. You know what I'm talking about? That kid, that actor. He's a little in it. The good doctor. You know that guy?
Oh yeah.
I can never remember his name. He's in
that,
Charlie and Charlie.
Yeah,
Factory.
he's in that movie with Liam Neeson when he's a kid, right?
Yeah. He's Charlie in Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
the Tim Burton one. And then Will Poulter. They're both like 8 years old. And then the other kid, he wants to remake Rambo, like his own little version of Rambo. So he enlists the help of Will Poulter, and they both basically recreate Rambo.
What?
Yeah, in the woods of like their neighborhood.
I gotta look this up.
It's a really funny, sweet kids movie. It's really
Son
great.
of Rambo.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Is he actually Rambo's son?
No,
that's the name of the movie they make.
Yeah, they're just remaking Rambo.
That's awesome.
He's not Rambo's son. He's
just
just
a cute poster.
Yeah.
He's got a fake gun. That looks really funny. Well, I didn't know they were both. Well, I didn't know Will Poulter was acting that young.
Yeah, they're both child actors, but it's a really funny kids movie, and it's also about like love of filmmaking from an early age and creativity and trying to create something as a kid. It's a really fun movie.
Yeah, but it's also interesting Jack Black because he's in Be Kind Rewind, where him and Mos Def, they run a video store and they accidentally destroy all the tapes with a magnet or something, and then they have to remake all of their movies. So they remake Ghostbusters,
They Swede them.
Yeah.
It's Sweding. It's called Sweding.
Sweding.
Yeah, remember people used to do that. Was a big YouTube trend.
Sweding
a movie.
That's what it is when you remake it with low budget.
Mm-hmm. You don't remember all the Sweded movie trailers we used to watch when we were kids on YouTube?
No, I don't think so. Are you gaslighting me?
You need to get that out of your head.
You need to get off your jump to conclusions, Matt. So, Rush Hour 4.
Yeah, it's called Sweding.
Has been in development for quite a while. Years now, and it still has major...
It's been decades.
It has been decades, literally. And it still has delays, and I think a lot of people are wondering why it still isn't a go. It's not officially greenlit. So Rush Hour 4, it's being pitched to multiple studios at the moment. However, Brett Ratner has been a part of the pitch as the project's potential director and producer, despite facing multiple allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment. So that's probably why this movie hasn't been made yet.
Yeah, they probably want him involved because he made the first 3. Wow.
So I think that's why it's stalled. It's sort of just hit a roadblock.
Yeah, I don't see Ratner getting work ever again.
And it's probably he refuses not to be a part of it, I guess.
Well, maybe it's
probably his script too.
Well, maybe Tucker and Chan won't do it without him.
Maybe
that's what it is.
It could be a combination of all that.
Are you gaslighting me?
I'm saying it could. I'm not saying it is. See, that's the difference.
See how that feels?
No. I said it could. Your thing would be like, no, that's not all. See, I know Jackie Chan personally.
James, you're acting like you've never said I was wrong about something and been wrong about it yourself.
Anthony,
you're acting like that's never happened.
You don't know Jackie Chan. Just so you know, you don't know Jackie. I don't care how much you want to believe it or how much you want to gaslight me about it, but you don't know him.
Oh my God. There is a new Rotten Tomatoes score coming. It's going to be called Verified Hut.
Hold on. Can you talk?
Hold on.
Just read, man.
A new designation for films with high audience scores. To get the badge, a film must earn a verified audience score of 90% or higher on the popcorn meter. So now they're actually rewarding films for high audience scores as opposed to only critic scores.
It's pretty smart.
I think that's good.
And the thing with it is because I believe when you search for a movie on Google and there's always just one Rotten Tomato rating coming up, I think it's the critic rating.
It's just the critic
rating.
Is
it just the critic rating?
No, you're gaslighting me.
I didn't say. So this is the difference, Anthony. I said I think. If it was you saying this, you would say, it's really only the critic rating. I know it for a fact. I own Google. I am the one who coded it that way. See the difference?
No difference at all. You're right. It is the critic review that you see, the critic score on Google.
I think it's pretty smart because people really, I think,
bad.
pay attention more to the audience score these days because critics, I think, can be unreliable and biased like crazy in both directions. Whether a movie's good and they pretend like it's not, or it's not a good movie and they pretend like it's good. So I think it's really smart to just
give some examples.
Man of Steel, Run,
okay. Yeah,
Run critic score, fresh
I agree.
audience score.
I agree.
Every week there are movies like this. Every week,
every day,
every day, every day. A Rotten Tomatoes critic dies. You can help these Rotten Tomato critics.
People will die. Tomatoes will die. Oh my god.
What is this episode of Movie News? I thought last week was our silliest one. This is, I think, our silliest one. Happy Gilmore, baby.
Speaking of Joker, Heath Ledger, I
Okay.
saw an interview with the guy who played the mayor. You know, the guy with like the thick eyelashes and it looks like he's wearing eyeliner.
In Dark Knight, yeah.
He said that the only scene he shared with him was the prison cell scene where he promotes Gordon to commissioner. He said that Heath Ledger out of nowhere started clapping, improvise, and then they just were like, "Let's do that. We're doing the clap and shooting that too." And he said that that amongst many other things that he heard about on set, but that's what he saw, completely improvised by Ledger on the spot.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that in our Dark Knight episode.
Yeah.
Or have we done solo Batman episodes? Oh, we haven't.
We haven't?
No, we just did a trilogy episode. I believe.
Let me Google.
I can't remember.
Let me Google.
Well, since you're talking about the Joker, I have news from
podcast.
Joker 2, where Joker 2 will begin with a Looney Tunes-inspired cartoon starring the Joker, animated by Sylvain Chomet from the Triplets of Belleville. I think that's really cool. If you're a fan of any of Tarantino's theaters in LA, if you live around here, I'm sure other local theaters in your areas do it too, but Tarantino always puts cartoons ahead of the movies in the trailers. It's really cool. I wonder if you got inspired by that.
Wait, what are you talking about? I wasn't listening. What's gonna have cartoons? Sorry, I was reading. Oh, Joker 2.
Wow.
I was checking if we had Dark Knight out.
It's okay.
And we have not done solo episodes on any of the Batman trilogy films.
Just a trilogy.
We've just done the trilogy and then movies from memory, Dark Knight.
Wow, we should really do that this year. So what I was saying is Joker 2 will begin with a Looney Tunes-inspired cartoon starring the Joker.
You know who does that is Tarantino. In his theaters, he does Looney
As
Tunes.
promised, more gaslighting. Happy Gilmore 2,
You don't
everybody.
even know what gaslighting means.
Happy Gilmore 2.
This is not gaslighting.
It's a light that's fueled by gas. We have some Happy Gilmore 2 news, everybody. Benny Safdie has joined the cast, which sounds great. And then Travis Kelce will also appear in the film. To Sandler, to quote him, he said, "It's good. We worked hard on the script. We didn't want to let anybody down. People have been asking me for a long time, do Happy Gilmore 2. And I was always like, nah, I'll only let you down. We're really excited about it. We wrote our asses off. We're continuing by trying to make it a movie that I think you'll like."
I hope Safdie plays a rival golfer.
I bet so. And I bet it's going to be the same kind of beats. And then there's a celebrity golfing competition. And I bet Happy's paired up with Travis Kelce. And I bet you he fights Travis Kelce.
That'll be hilarious. He gets his ass beat by Travis Kelce.
He should. That'd be great.
I think that Safdie joining is a great sign because he can kind of do anything right now after Oppenheimer. And to do Happy Gilmore 2, that's a good sign. And I know him and Sandman are tight.
Yeah, they're tight. And he probably is a huge fan of Happy Gilmore.
And I'm sure
isn't.
I'm sure he's helping with the story in some capacity, like
Yeah, probably.
advising or has been advising the people writing the film. If he's going to be acting in it, I'm sure he's like, "Oh, this is great, but let's add this maybe."
Benny, I take it that he likes to just do things for fun and also things that he loves, like being a Jedi for an episode of The Mandalorian. Yeah, Mandalorian
Yes,
season
you're
3.
right.
Like that's like why not? Like
Was it? Yeah. Or Bob? Yeah, it was Mandalorian.
yeah, one of those shows where he's just in one episode as a Jedi. It's like, yeah, why not? Fuck yeah, I'll be a Jedi. I love Star Wars. That sounds cool. So I think maybe kind of the same thing here. Maybe.
Plus,
But
he's pals with Sandman, man.
the Sandman.
Sandman.
This sounds awesome. I hope he's a villain. Benny Safdie as a villain would be great.
Yeah, rival golfer.
So I feel like they can't have Shooter in this movie. They got to not have Shooter McGavin.
They should have Shooter.
You think so?
Yeah, and he shouldn't be a golfer, but I think that maybe Happy goes to Shooter for help, which would be, that would be funny.
That would be funny.
You know, I mean, I feel like Shooter McGavin is such a great villain in comedy movies. Like he's an all-time comedy movie villain, and he really helps that movie a lot.
And in that world, he's one of the best golfers on the planet.
Yeah.
So actually, it would make sense if Happy lost his way and needed some
What
help.
if Shooter had to train him?
Yeah, that'd be
Pretty funny.
That would be pretty funny.
Like had to retrain him how to play golf again.
And they hate each other. That's actually a good. It's a good.
That's
bit.
not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad.
But I think Safdie as a rival villainous golfer would be hilarious. And I feel like he could have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Our final bit of news involves Anya Taylor-Joy. She will star as murderer Grace Bernard in a series adaptation of How to Kill Your Family for Netflix. The story follows a young woman who wages a murderous campaign against a millionaire and his family after he refused to acknowledge her as his daughter.
Interesting story.
Killing her own
Is this
father.
based on a true story?
I have no idea.
How to Kill Your Family. Series adaptation. It must be a book then. How to Kill Your Family. Kill Your Family.
Probably knife.
It's a book. Blah, 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 blah. Fiction.
I read it. In a book.
In a book. I like to break a mental sweat. Yeah, it's a dictionary.
Are you reading the dictionary?
Yes, the dictionary.
Okay. That wraps all of our news for this week. It was a pretty silly episode. I'm sure you
They
all...
are getting sillier and
It
sillier
was pretty
every
funny.
week. Yeah.
You were cracking up, man. I got you like 5 times.
Dude, the Ultron one got me. What's your favorite scene? When they're just hanging out. Exactly.
Yeah. It's a good part of the movie. Okay, everybody. As you know, do the things. Become a patron at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple. Stay tuned for episodes this week. We're dropping an episode on Split on Wednesday. Tomorrow we're dropping an episode on the 100 greatest movies you've never seen. We've done all the Alien movies recently. We did Alien Romulus. We did Aliens. Alien.
James is advertising.
What
with
else
his
have we
hands.
done? We've done some good stuff.
Oh, we did World War Z.
World War Z. We did
That's a
our
good one.
fantasy showdown. We compared Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and Harry Potter to see which is the best franchise, the best fantasy franchise. And you all voted on Spotify and selected Lord of the Rings, obviously, because you're all wicked smart. But they're all great.
Everyone's right if they select
Everyone-
the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not smart to pick Star Wars. You know,
But Lord of the
don't let
Rings,
James gaslight
it's
you.
just the best.
Don't let James gaslight you.
Objective
If you
reality.
like, if you like Star Wars better, that's okay.
So now you're gaslighting the audience that I'm gaslighting them. That's a double gaslight over there.
You just said
Don't triple gaslight
everyone
me.
who said Lord of the Rings was wicked smart.
I never said that everyone else wasn't wicked smart.
Well, that's implying that.
So you're gaslighting that I didn't say that. So
You're
you're gaslighting the whole audience.
I don't want you to ever use the word gaslight again.
Too late, man.
Because you're abusing it.
You abused
You're
me with your
abusing-
gaslighting.
You're abusing the term.
All right, everyone. Take care.
See you next time.
Thank you for watching Raiders of the Lost Podcast. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, notifications for sure. Listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you can listen to podcasts. And be sure to check out this other content we have on our YouTube channel.